Some time ago I got a letter from a friend about my birthplace, Ternopil. And that letter had a passage from letter written more than 100 years ago from this very place to people living in Scotland. I'd like to read this letter to you. Ternopil, 1st October 1939. My dear Eliza, I wrote to you all from Bucharest, the capital of Wallachia, the ancient Dacia. I have hardly had breathing time in which to write you since. But as we are now settled for a day in one of the Jewish towns of Poland, I write to let you know our welfare. Indeed, we have need, Eliza, of continual thankfulness, for we are kept as well and as quiet and comfortable in the midst of our wanderings as if we were at home. Those that leave anything in this world for Christ get it all made up, even in this life, and hundredfold. We have now almost learned to be wanderers, looking upon no place as a resting place. We have not yet got into the world of civilized man. For some days we have been in Poland poor, unhappy Poland, bearing still the traces of its suffering. We are in Ternopil, a very nice, clean town, pretty situated on the winding stream, with wooden hills around. I suppose you never heard its name before, and neither did I till we came among Jews. I know not where it has been the birthplace of warriors, or poets, or orators. Its flowers have hitherto been born to blush unseen, at least by us barbarians of the north. But if God revive the dry bones of Israel that are scattered over the world, there will rise from this place an exceeding great army. This letter was written by Robert Murray McChain to his sister. He traveled back from Middle East to his home country, to Scotland, and on the way home, he with his other 3 friends visited places in Eastern Europe which were populated with Jews. He found that 1,500 families were living in Ternopil. He was fascinated with the people here, but what struck him most and he named it actually, that this land was the land of great images. And people who were living in those days, middle of 19th century, were very religious, but have very little light of the gospel. With his other friends, they talked to Jews and witnesses them about Jesus Christ, the Messiah. But also he was thinking about native people who needed to have the live image of the Lord great in their hearts. 2 centuries before McChain's time, another letters were written to the landlord of Ternopil, the founder of Ternopil, Jan Tarnowski. John Calvin wrote to him, and in loving manner he encouraged him to take advantages of Reformation, to bring light of the gospel to his people, those who were living in this very place. It's good to know history, but even more important to be able to learn from the history. What we as people living in 21st century could learn from our history. Those who live in Ternopil, well, time may change, but the need of human heart never. Today, as centuries before, the main need of human heart is still remain the same. And that need is to be enlightened by the truth of the gospel. And the Church of Christ is the one who is to bring that life to people who live in postmodern age. So that's our need, our task, And our continual prayer that God will make us able to communicate the truth of the gospel to the people around, those who live in Ternopil. Will you join us in this by prayer, by support? May God bless you, dear friends.